Hey everyone, D is here, and today I'm going to be showing you some advanced techniques for putting LEDs into Gundams. Basically what I'm going to cover is how to wire up multiple LEDs, how to wire up multiple batteries, and how to work with surface mount LEDs, which are much smaller, which are handy for some of those smaller, tighter areas. So using these techniques, you'll be able to wire up Gundams like the Unicorn, which I'm currently working on. And this is my work in progress for the Mecha Arts contest that's currently going on. I'm going to link below to my work in progress, so if you want to check that out. This is the advanced tutorial, so I'm not going to cover some of the basic skills that you need. I've already covered those in previous LED tutorials, so if you are still unexperienced, check out those and practice before you step into an advanced technique such as parallel series. So in this tutorial I'm going to skip over some of the things I've already covered, like wiring LEDs together, and I'm just going to kind of explain the best I can, and I'm gonna make this easier for more experienced solderers. So wiring up multiple LEDs is both simple and hard. It's hard if you have no idea what to do or how to do it, but once you figure it out, it's actually really simple. So to wire up multiple LEDs, what you're going to do is create a series. These are 2-volt batteries, or not batteries, 2-volt LEDs. So using a 9-volt battery, I'll be able to create a series of 4 LEDs. 2 volts times 4 equals 8. So 9 volt has enough volts to power that. So if your LEDs are 3.1 or higher, you're only going to be able to power 2 in a series off a 9-volt battery. So you may want to choose lower voltage LEDs so that you can power more in a series, which will make your life easier when wiring up multiple series into a Gundam. It'll cut down on the amount of wires you'll have to feed through the inner frame, and it'll just make everything simpler. So to create a series, you're going to need all your LEDs and a resistor. I'm going to link below to a website that will actually design your array, your LED array, for you, and it'll calculate the resistor you'll need for each series. So to do this, you're going to want to put a resistor between the first LED and the positive side of the battery, and then you're going to connect that to the positive side of the first LED. Then you'll connect the negative side of that LED to the next positive side of the next LED, and so on and so forth until you get to the end, where you're just going to connect it all by going to the negative side of the last LED to the negative side of the battery, and this will complete your series. So the wires between the LEDs can be any length. You're going to use these lengths to get them to the places you want in your Gundam. So say you want more than 4 LEDs. What you're going to need to do is create a parallel series. Basically, it's a second series that you could run off the same 9-volt battery. You're going to connect it the exact same way with a resistor before the first positive side of the LED and the battery, and then you're just going to connect each of the LEDs, and then what you're going to do is you're going to string those two series together and connect that to the positive side of the battery. And you can run two series off the same battery. The only drawback is it's going to last half as long, because you're going to have twice as much drainage of the battery from the LEDs. Say you want even more LEDs. I don't have that many LEDs on hand, so to demonstrate, say these are like 3.6 volt LEDs. What you can do is create 4 series off of the same 9 volt battery, wiring them up the same, and just kind of running a resistor off each series and connecting all those to the positive side of the battery, and then the negative sides to the negative side of the battery. So the website I'm going to link to will give you a schematic of pretty much the exact same thing I have laid out here. Alright, so once you've got an understanding of how to create a series and parallel series, the next step is to think about how you're going to install this into your Gundam. How I do it is I use a pin vise and I just drill holes as I need to and feed the wires through. And I install the LEDs as I work up through the inner frame. So I build it into the inner frame. Basically it just takes practice. I can't really demonstrate it because that's like an hour video, but basically I start at the bottom using the very last LED in the series. I start actually in the foot, and then I just kind of work up, feeding the wires through the little gaps and around the knee joint, through the inner frame and out the top, and that will create one series. And I'm going to do the same for the next leg, and that'll be another series, and then the same goes for the arms and the backpack and the chest. And when I'm all done, I think I'm going to be using 20 LEDs, and I'm going to be stringing together 4 batteries. So I think in part 3 is when I'll cover the batteries, which I'll explain why I'm using 4 and explain actually and show you how to wire up 4. In part 2 I'm going to show you how to solder surface mount LEDs, which I have not shown you, which will be a more in-depth tutorial on how to. And yeah, just to recap this part, so I've gone ahead and put a series in the leg. I started with the very last LED and I put it in the foot, and I just ran a very long wire all the way through the top. Then I connected that LED in the foot to the next LED, connecting the the positive side of the last LED to the negative of the next LED, and so on and so forth until I reached the top. And I did this by drilling through the frame so that in places that it won't get in the way or hinder the transformation or articulation. And yeah, I think that's gonna finish this part. Join me in the next part where I'll show you how to solder together surface mount LEDs.